Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. Our first guest of tonight is Jay Falconio from Remco Insurance. Welcome to the neighborhood, Jay.
Thanks for having me, James.
Awesome. We do stuff a little bit different here. Most people talk about all the really cool stuff they do. We don't talk about that right away. We like to build a personal story and talk about whatever it is that your journey was getting you to now. So we want to talk about whatever it is, high school, grad school, whatever. What was Jay's road that got you to here, the previous stuff? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Very interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with insurance.
Awesome, because that's almost everybody's story, and that's what makes everything else. That's what makes it great. You know?
Yeah, fantastic. So nothing to do with insurance, everything to do with hospitality and management of a restaurant. So
automatically makes you cool.
Kind of.
Anybody who worked in the restaurant business automatically gets it. That's definitely a check plus on that side. So you're doing well.
Appreciate that. Yeah. So after graduating from Penn State with a hospitality degree, I utilized the degree to start a meal delivery service. So similar to your HelloFresh or your Blue Apron, we were healthy inspired meals. We produced them in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and shipped them nationwide with UPS. So a 5.5-year stint of starting that company with my mom cooking the food to having a full fleet of frontline chefs and 65 total people on payroll before we sold the brand in 2019. Really eventually...
Before you sold it, was mom still cracking the whip?
Mom was still cracking
She was cracking the whip like, hey, you put 2 meatballs in there, it's supposed to be 3, get in there.
She was quality control at its finest,
Yes.
yeah. So hospitality was my gateway into insurance. And one of my mentors followed my success through the meal delivery service realm and invited me to help grow what is Remco. And at that time, it was 3, and we are now proudly 12. And our strength is really in our 1099 or independent contractors. So home and auto agents out there, I know we share a few familiar faces in that area. We've ended up being able to contract them and help them out as their commercial insurance outlet.
Nice. So a lot of people, entrepreneurs, have a line of entrepreneurs in their family. Sometimes it's like, nope, I'm the first one. I'm the first one ever. So is that your story? Do you have uncles and aunts and family members that were entrepreneurs, or you were the first one that sold lemonade and decided to be a meal delivery?
First one to sell the lemonade.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess my dad, if you had to attribute any entrepreneurship experience, was my father came to the country with my grandparents on his side, and then the grandparents on my mother's side, they didn't speak English.
Okay.
So if that makes you an entrepreneur, he would have to put his way through grad school, college, pharmacy school, and he ended up becoming a medical doctor. So he did a lot of his own branding and his own fighting back then to establish a footprint in America. So maybe that's a mind.
Different kind of grind, but still a grind. You know what I mean? Still there. That's great. So that was your, hey, look, I want to do this. Was that from a young age? Like when you were a young person, were you always thinking, I want to open my own business? Or?
Well, I definitely could never be on time.
Okay.
And I definitely never really dealt well with
we won't tell
corporate
structure. Late today.
Yeah, the corporate structure. I was 10 minutes late. But the corporate structure, I always knew that my management style, the way that I dealt with individuals, which actually worked well with COVID because it's less micromanaging, more trust, more vetting when you're actually hiring to find good talent, and not having to have that constraint of structure, but finding good talent. So I always knew how to manage individuals, whether that's for a lucrative purpose or just as, relationships. And it really is the same thing. Whether money's involved or not, treating people like people is always the gold standard.
Nice. Now, today, in your present form, what do you do?
My present form.
Mentally, physically, for your improvement? Like, do you do, I know you do physical stuff. Are you a meditator? Are you a podcast guy? Are you all-around self-improvement person? Like, what do you do to make sure Jay is the best Jay he can be?
Our good mutual friend, Brendan Carey, got me into some yoga. So I dabble with the yoga, and shout out to Brendan for just putting me on the map in Jersey. Appreciate you.
I didn't know Brendan was a yoga guy.
Brendan's he's a hot yoga guy.
Nice.
Yeah. So yoga is excellent. I really like to self-educate podcasts, obviously. A lot of people do that. Found some insurance-focused podcast. meaning that I came from the hospitality industry, I really had to become a lifelong learner with insurance. I knew nothing about how to manage an office of insurance professionals, and that was always a challenge. So continuously trying to evolve and better myself as an insurance manager of these people, because the individuals that I brought on had 26 years insurance experience. So how's that going to resonate when some guy who used to deliver HelloFresh meals just decided to walk into an insurance office and give you a job? So I had to try to build some credibility with that. So I'm still always continuously trying to learn how to better the insurance agency that I represent.
Okay. And what about for personal calm? You know what I mean? Like everything that's when you're an entrepreneur or when you're self-employed, whatever it is, your next paycheck is not guaranteed, and that's stressful, and family and all that stuff. So you don't choke people or drive off the road or get in road rage stuff. Some people, like I said, meditate. Some people do religion. Some people do sports. What do you do to calm yourself or to center yourself?
I think, James, we talked about it in the B&I too this week. Just actually taking a physical time out, like turning the phone on Do Not Disturb, just as much as we have the phones off Do Not Disturb right now to interrupt the podcast. But when you're dealing with work-life balance, turning the phone off, and really removing yourself from that any stimulation that could bring you back into the work environment. So I like to take a couple hours out of every day or in the morning and physically turn the phone on Do Not Disturb.
Strict boundaries.
Apple's got so creative with trying to still give you notifications. The watch will get you, and you're like, well, I thought I had this on Do Not Disturb, but just really trying to turn off. Another more unique type of experience that I've taken on is sauna meditation and like ice bath therapy, which I know that you appreciate that as well as some of the posts. But that facility that I visit, it's a commercial location that you can enter and stay as long as you want, and I leave the phone in the car.
Nice.
So even if someone really did want to get in contact with me, harbor any emergencies, I'm unreachable.
Nice.
So physically turning off would be my answer.
Nice. All right, now we'll talk a little bit about present day business. What do you do on an everyday 9 to 5? Talk a little bit about your day. What's a successful day, and what you're looking to accomplish?
So the day-to-day definitely has morphed from 2019 being more in the office, trying to find technology to better people's lives who work at Remco, to 2020, hiring aggressively, to 2021, 2022, which has been marketing and business development. And I find myself now in 2023 in Jersey, and that's right on point with where I want to be. I really turned the page in 2023 to really focus on the Jersey business owners population.
Gotcha. And
that's when I joined your BNI, and we started getting to know each other, and now we're here. So Jersey is my focus. I spend mostly my Mondays through Fridays in Jersey, taking lunches, meetings, networking events, and trying to understand who are my New Jersey business owners and how can I help them with insurance.
Okay. And if somebody's watching this, who would be the person that you would most like to impact or most like to get their attention to seek you, whether it's to recruit them to work for you or to seek you as a business customer?
Home and auto agents. I'll stare at home and auto agents who want to sell commercial insurance. Give me a call. I would love to have that sit down. That's been kind of our competitive advantage right now, is teaching home and auto agents how to sell commercial insurance. The other piece would be sole proprietors, entrepreneurs, those who maybe just went online and got their insurance real quick just to be able to open up their doors to their business, and who haven't really understood what they bought. So if you're a startup company or you're an entrepreneur less than 3 years, let's take a look at that policy that you got.
Now, do you do everything from, are you doing gas stations and hotel buildings and all other types of, anyone who owns a business and has a building that they operate their business in, that's your customer?
The more risky, the more we get excited. Okay. That's kind of become the new quote. So,
are you in the pot world? Because that's the big question.
We are, yeah. They're harder. And I'm speaking for all my my amazing agents who make me look like the hero that I really am. Like up here with the jacket, they're really the people behind the scenes who are making this work. So Carl, Irina, Pete, George, all the people behind the scenes who are actually running those quotes, they're my heroes. Okay. They're the ones who are able to navigate those commercial orders. So to answer your question, yes, we can write those vape shops. Yes, we can write those CBDs. We have the markets, but I leave that up to the professionals behind the scenes to make it happen.
What about dispensaries or
Yeah.
grow facilities?
We have the carriers.
All right.
We have the
Okay.
carriers. Send them over.
I like it. I like
Send
it
them
here.
over. Yeah. So,
All right.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about future stuff. We talked about past. We talked about present. Now we're going to go future. We'll move the calendar to July 26th of 2025.
Oh,
Give
man.
me some boxes that you're going to check off, some goals you're going to accomplish, and some things that we're going to see you do between
Sure.
now and then.
As much as I love you guys in Jersey, I'd really like to move closer to the Maryland area, Delaware, work my way down the East Coast
Yeah.
with the destination of
Delaware?
Florida. I know.
Delaware?
I know. You guys, Jersey really is my favorite, my favorite second state. But I would like to work our way and our presence down the East Coast. I have some family who lives in Florida, and for us to be able to eventually dabble in those waters, which are very crazy right now in the commercial space, I'd like to be able to open up, a brick and mortar down in Florida or even the Carolinas.
Gotcha.
Outside of that, hiring good talent. So
Okay.
I mentioned home and auto agents are excellent people to bring on and teach them how to sell this product, which tends to be a higher ticket price, and we have the education to give you that training. And just overall people who want to grow with a company. I'm hiring and looking for a self-service admin right now, somebody who can join the team and maybe in 2 to 3 years get licensed and start selling insurance. So
Okay.
we have a good blueprint over at Remco. So if you're looking for an opportunity for growth, give me a ring.
All right. Now your final question is a personal question.
Oh boy.
You want sports or music?
Let's go sports.
All right. So you wake up tomorrow morning and a genie comes into your room and says, "Hey Jay, you can go watch any sporting event that ever happened throughout history.
Oh, any history?
Throughout history, you can watch it, and you can bring one person with you. What's the
Yeah.
event you want to go watch, and who you want to bring
You're
with you?"
good at this. He's really good at this. Yeah, the 72 Miami Dolphins. So my uncle was a diehard Miami Dolphins
Okay.
fan. He brainwashed me as a child. I think some of you heard this story. I would get beat up in grade school wearing, Dolphins jerseys.
Yo, Larry Zonka.
I'm like Larry Zonka, the real Kareem
Mercury
Abdul-Jabbar,
Morris.
all these other
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are like, "Why are you wearing that jersey?" And I'm like, "These are the Philadelphia Dolphins, and like you're special."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're gonna beat you up. So the Dolphins are my team. I pledge my allegiance to them, and my cousin, my uncle have this unique bond. So they are playing the Eagles in October this year. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to try to get
In
there.
Philly or in Miami?
Philly, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be dressed in black, and
Yeah,
hiding in the shadows. So.
I like you, but don't wear the
Yeah,
Dolphins shirt.
but the 72, the miracle team, the greatest team in sports in my
Okay.
opinion, and I would love to bring my uncle.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, Jay.
Cool.
Thank you for coming
Yeah.
by. We'll be back with the next guest in Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.
Let's go.